Mother arrested for allegedly killing her wheelchair-bound son in Limpopo, chopping off his head. A 48-year-old woman has been arrested in Limpopo after she allegedly murdered her 18-year-old wheelchair-bound son. The 48-year-old mother allegedly chopped off her son's head in an incident described as choking by the police in Limpopo. The incident happened at Leshikishiki village in Lebowakgomo policing area. A report was lodged about the murder of a young man at around 1 p.m. on Friday, May 3, 2024. Upon arrival of the police at the scene next to a local tavern, they found the decapitated body of an 18-year-old man lying on his wheelchair and his head on the ground, said Limpopo Provincial Police spokesperson Brigadier Hlulani Mashaba. Shockingly, there were no people found on the scene. Mashaba said police officers commenced with initial investigations and the deceased teenager's mother was located. Subsequent to thorough investigations, she was positively linked to the murder of her own son and she was arrested. Police have also seized a knife at the scene, allegedly used by the suspect, the mother, to cut off the victim's head, he said. Meanwhile, Provincial Commissioner of Police in Limpopo, Lieutenant General Tembi Hadebe, said she is deeply shocked by the tragic accident. This is a heartbreaking incident that has deeply affected our community and the SAPS family. While the police are duty-bound to protect and serve the public, the parents have a critical role to nurture and protect their children, said Hadebe. This horrendous act by the senseless mother is condemned in its contempt. The law will take course without fear or favor. Police in Limpopo have opened a case of murder and the motive behind the gruesome attack is not yet known. The 48-year-old mother is set to appear before the Limpopo Magistrates Court in Limpopo. Last month, IOL reported that police at Sekosese in Limpopo arrested a 42-year-old man who allegedly killed his mother. After the brutal murder, the 42-year-old man allegedly carried the woman's body in a wheelbarrow and called a community member to come and witness. Saved by cops, man attacked by community after he allegedly killed his mother and pushed her in wheelbarrow. Police at Sekosese in Limpopo have arrested a 42-year-old man for allegedly killing his mother. After the brutal murder, the 42-year-old man allegedly carried the woman's body in a wheelbarrow and called a community member to come and witness. The harrowing incident happened on Tuesday morning at Mamela village, according to Limpopo Provincial Police spokesperson Brigadier Hlulani Mashaba. According to the information received, the suspect's neighbors heard him shouting and insulting his mother. He also called one of them to come and see what he was carrying in the wheelbarrow. Upon checking, it was discovered that he was carrying a lifeless body of his mother in a steel bath, said Mashaba. Community members mobilized themselves and immediately attacked the alleged killer. Police were notified about the incident and they rushed to the scene. Upon arrival at the scene, they found the body of a woman wrapped in a blanket and put inside a steel bath. Emergency medical services EMS personnel were summoned to the scene, said Mashaba. The female victim was certified dead at the scene and identified as Mamaila Moloi Matele, 69. A case of murder was opened. The police also managed to rescue the male victim from the hands of the community members. The EMS personnel rushed him to the hospital. The suspect, aged 42, was arrested for murder under police guard, he said. Circumstances surrounding the murder are currently being investigated. Meanwhile, Provincial Commissioner of Police in Limpopo, Lieutenant General Tembi Hadebe, has welcomed the arrest of the alleged killer. She, however, warned community members against vigilantism following the assault of the accused man. Hadebe also appealed to community members to refrain from engaging in violence when faced with domestic challenges, but to solve issues amicably. Any differences should be addressed within the confines and not take the law into own hands, said Hadebe. The 42-year-old son is set to appear before the Tiyani Magistrates Court facing a charge of murder. Last week, IOL reported that the Tabamopo Regional Court in Limpopo has sentenced 33-year-old Lefa Bruno Kekana to life imprisonment for the brutal murder of his mother Ramatsimela Angelina Kekana. The mother, 61, was killed at her residence in November 2020. The court also slapped the accused Lefa with 15 years imprisonment for robbery. Both sentences will run concurrently, said Limpopo Provincial Police spokesperson Colonel Malesela Ledwaba. The court heard that the accused attacked his mother at their residence in Lebowakgomo, Zone S, on November 9, 2020, and demanded money to feed his drug habit. Lefa stabbed his helpless mother and robbed her of an undisclosed amount of money. The victim's body was discovered by other relatives and police were summoned to attend the scene. A case of murder was opened and allocated to Detective Sergeant Azwi Hangwi C. Michael Magatini for further investigation, said Ledwaba. Subsequent to thorough investigation, the victim's son Lefa Kekana was arrested in connection with the murder and ultimately convicted and sentenced on Wednesday. Meanwhile, Provincial Commissioner of Police in Limpopo, Lieutenant General Tembi Hadebe, has welcomed the hefty sentence imposed on the killer's son. Hadebe has saluted the investigating officer, Magadani, for diligent work. In December, IOL reported that a 51-year-old man was arrested for a brutal murder of his elderly mother and sister in KwaZulu-Natal. The shooting and decapitation incident took place in Sikodini in Midi-Ilovo. At the time, Provincial Police spokesperson in KwaZulu-Natal, Colonel Robert Nesiunda, said police responded to reports of a shooting. Upon arrival at the crime scene, bodies of an 87-year-old woman and her 39-year-old daughter were found laying in a pool of blood with their heads chopped off. He said a subsequent search inside a yard led to the recovery of the deceased woman's head, which were stashed inside a pit latrine. And that's it from INJIBS Network. Stay tuned to our celebrity and gossip news.